Guys, what game are we playing this week?
Mars Dice.
Mars Dice.
Oh, dice. Okay. Pandemic the Cure.
That's Sick Guy Dice.
Sick guy dice. Then what's Mars? This is Terraforming Mars, the dice game. You can't just call things whatever you want.
It's accurate.
You're on Mars and you have dice. What do you... I don't understand the confusion.
Yeah, Mars Dice.
Okay. All right, sure, fine. What do you call this?
It's birds.
Beards.
What do you call this?
It's trains.
Trains of Europe, to be precise.
I mean, he's right. He's right.
What do you call this?
It's cars.
What do you call this?
Fucking garbage.
Hi guys, we are the Guys of the Beholder. Thank you so much for watching. Today we are talking about, not playing about, we are talking about Terraforming Mars, a dice game.
The dice game.
The dice game.
It is a dice game,
It
but
is.
it is also the dice game.
Will now just be Mars Dice. It's a mouthful. Mars Dice makes more sense. You should like, you should comment, and you should subscribe. You should do all of the things that the algorithm like. Thank you so much. We are going to start talking about this. Let's jump right in. Larry, what was your favorite part about this game?
There's a lot of dice.
Oh. Okay.
There's some strats with said dice.
Sure. Succinct.
And there's also Mars.
Ha!
I
didn't know you had to think for Mars. I didn't know that was like one of your gots.
You're doing space stuff with dice.
Space stuff with dice.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, so there is strategy to it, but there is randomness with the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, it's just fun. Kind of like Sick Guy Dice.
Yeah.
You roll some dice and you do some stuff with what you got.
Right.
You do the best you can with what you got.
I like it.
Right.
Like,
That's life, man.
don't know a better way to describe it. Just like, yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay, I have this, so I do
This.
this.
And like I said, there is strategy with it.
Yes.
But I like it.
As you can see by the clear winner of the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was your strat going in? What was your mindset? What was your objective?
My objective going in was to terraform Mars.
Oh, shit!
And be the best at terraforming Mars.
It was accomplished.
Better than both of you. Aha!
Technically
correct.
This time. So what I probably embody what you just said. It is an engine building game. Yes, there are engine building components to it, certainly. And there's a quote that Tony has from a while ago. I don't know if it was ever on camera or not. Might have been, but you said it. If your engine isn't working, do something else. And
I said that?
yes.
Huh.
So I just kind of went in with that mindset as like, start an engine, and if it's not working, build it differently.
Yeah.
And that's just what I went with.
So that's life.
I didn't have to change much at all even. I just kept...
Yeah. You're like, hey, I could do this stuff. And you do some stuff.
My engine kept working. I think I did get lucky with the cards I was pulling. They seemed great, and I was really being hyper aware of the board and utilizing the cards as best I could to maximize benefits.
Yeah, you really pulled together as a team and, you know, came out on top.
Yeah, the singular team of me, Team Michael, who's gonna end up
we
on
gave
top.
you some pointers.
You did help a couple of times.
That's true. We didn't talk about like the 2 or 3 points.
It was the city placements.
Yeah.
The city placement.
The forest placement.
Yeah. To get them extra points next to them
Yeah.
2 cities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Placing a thing on a point tile. That's the 4 points that you beat me by.
Yep.
So, you know.
Yep.
Team effort.
Team effort. Team effort. Whoops.
But he did it by himself,
Yeah.
damn it.
Nobody else.
Guess what? Yeah. I'm still here. With the belt.
Is he a heel now?
He might be. I mean, I think he always was, secretly.
That's a pretty heel of shit.
He was just like a heel underdog.
Yeah. I did this myself. Yeah, dude, you are straight heel now.
You're a bad guy now.
Come take this from me. Like to see you try.
Will do. But,
I would say my favorite thing about this game is that it is small.
yeah.
Everything fits perfectly on a table. You don't need a huge table for it. Everything is very succinct. Yes, you do need space to roll dice, but that's part of the fun, actually, is when you get really close to it and you go, nah! And you just kind of throw everything. That's fantastic. That's fun. I would say it's easier to teach than the standard version of Terraforming Mars. Because it's can be explained right there. Thusly.
This does look a little intimidating. There's a lot on there, but it's not.
It's a lot of iconography, but as soon as you understand even the basic symbols of it, it comes together very quickly. Yes, there's more complex things like, when I move things, I score points, and understanding that if I chain things together, it can make a lot happen. That can be potentially overwhelming for new people, but for the most part, you're just going to roll dice and do whatever the hell you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's
if you're searching for people playing this game, you guys know already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that straightforward and easy. When I looked up stuff about this game previously, I saw a lot of complaints about people saying that they felt like they didn't really have a chance to manipulate their dice a lot.
Yeah, sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, because that was my core. That
was your plus.
That was
you
my
praised
plus.
it like right away.
Man, look at all these ways I can change my dice.
Yeah,
because there's literally an element of you roll the dice and that's what you have, which could be debilitating if you don't have what you need.
Then you just go change.
Right, you have enough opportunity. You're not stuck. You just lose time, which isn't great, but there has to be a cost, and in this case, the cost is part of your turn.
and there's also ways like if you think 3 to 4 turns ahead of what you're trying to do, if you place something that's also dice manipulation.
Right.
So maybe you just give up the point or the free dice so that you can chain something. So next turn you can just keep chaining together so you can find that balance between production and support, right? Because when we first printed, that was kind of the first thing that we all said. It's like, man, finding that balance between when do I produce and when do I just play and do stuff is challenging. Which could be, I would say, the biggest hurdle to first overcome.
Yeah.
Is understanding that, like, you're not going to spend every turn producing. You can't.
Yeah.
You have 3 dice limit, right? So understanding when it's time to say, okay, these 4 dice that I have, I can't do anything with it. I need to get rid of one of them.
Right.
Start all over. Get a new hand.
Right.
All these things cost like 5 dice. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, just get rid of it and move on.
Yep.
Right? Which could probably be the biggest challenge for people that are just starting. But I disagree with any complaints that says there's not a chance to manipulate your dice enough, because there's so many opportunities for it.
Right.
And it's not so much you're giving up everything, it's just you're losing time.
You're paying a price to benefit your situation, just like everything is. It's just a resource. You pay a resource to fix your problem and to get to a better situation.
Correct. That's why there's also even things like the wilds, and you could just fix the problem that way, right? I would say the one thing that I could see people having a lot of issues with is the randomness that is involved in this game is extensive.
Yes.
Compared to like what the goals pop up as,
What these dice are.
what those dice are.
My one issue with the game is your starting hand crucial, like huge. Like so, I had good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like I had stuff to produce, cool.
Right.
Even not just the starting hand. Throughout the game, I drew very little endpoints.
Right.
And it's like, do I waste a whole turn trying to get endpoints? Because I had stuff I could play. And just every time, like I played stuff, I'm drawing 2-3 cards of production turn.
Yeah.
Never drew point stuff.
Right.
Yeah. That's like all I drew was point stuff.
Yes.
That's all I had at the end of the game.
And like, it doesn't make it a bad game. It's just like, sometimes you're like, well, it is what it is.
You just gotta try and manipulate things to get it to where you can. You know, just, this is what I have.
Yep.
Do the best I can with it. But yeah, you're gonna have times where like your dice things aren't gonna match up. Sometimes you're gonna have to specifically think about when you're playing stuff, do I just build things to get to production, or do I try and target those things?
Yes.
Right, like that's what I did. I targeted our 3 symbols. That got me like 13 points at the end of the game. That caught me all the way back up.
It did.
Yeah.
So through all my cards, Larry had 0 puppy paws.
Yep.
All you needed to do was, or I don't know, you were actually, if you had gotten 1 or 2 of those, if you had gotten more of those than I would, you would have won. You know, or
Well, I would have won.
oh right.
But, yeah, so there's a lot of luck in it.
Yeah.
So it isn't necessarily a bad thing. I said I ain't mad about it.
And I mean, there was times where I had stuff to play, but I just ditched it because it wasn't anything that matched here, and I gave no endpoints. It was just like, oh, hey, you can make like 2 blue. I don't make blue. All right,
blues
I'm not
and squares.
Yeah. These 2 sold out. I stayed true. All right.
Yeah.
He started off square.
Listen, if that is what they do win, I'll happily be square and give me all the blues because they worked. They worked. I had plenty of resources to just burn to manipulate my dice into what I needed them to be because I had so many gosh darn blues.
Those gosh darn blues.
Those gosh darn blues.
Gee dang it.
Gee dang it.
But yeah, I can see people having issues with the randomness that's involved in it. This game does include both the original Terraforming Mars and the actual expansion for it. I think it's Ares Expedition is what it's called.
Sure.
It has a name on the back of it, but I can't remember right now.
Sure.
Oh no, sorry. Corporate Era is what they call it. Right there. Boom. Look at that reading.
What we live in today.
Yeah. Those cards are significantly more overpowered than your base stuff. So like we only played with the base cards to kind of keep it like even keel. The cards that come in the corporate era, way stronger.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, they're way more overpowered.
Pretty good.
So if you like mix the two, I don't advise that. Don't advise mixing the 2 corporations because then someone's gonna potentially get a butts one.
Yeah.
And it's gonna feel bad. So it has the corporate era companies that come with it. They have special rules for them, which is nice. And just as with all DLCs, extra expansions and stuff like that, they up the power level for it because that's what you do.
You have to.
You have to. So be aware of that so that you don't make that mistake. They also have different company cards that are for the corporate era. They're denoted by like the DLC ones will have a yellow mark on the bottom left. These won't. There you go. Fixed it for you, man.
So,
I know, that was anxiety.
Yeah.
I fixed it.
I do definitely think so about the dice and like the power scaling and the rolling. The rolling part is one of the most fun things, and that's what makes this game fun. Just period is when you have a lot of dice in your production and you're rolling them, and that I think is what really. It's weird to say that that's what makes this game great because even it always feels like when you have a production turn, at least you're doing something, and even if you're not winning, you're still going to be having fun with your friends because there's a lot going on in your turn. I also want to point out there's one mechanic that I feel like is really thought out, and that's these 2 bonus markers, this 5 and the 12. Whenever you get 5 points, you get a bonus card. Whenever you get 12 points, you get another bonus card. And then it stops after that. After you go past that, you're not getting any more bonuses because you don't need them. And there's only enough bonus cards for everyone who's playing, I'm guessing, right? It just makes a lot of sense to me that they don't keep compiling and you can't like snowball out of control.
Sure, that does stop the snowball, which I appreciated because I was very far behind. I don't think I had my first bonus card until you already had 2.
Yes.
Which
is bad enough because I got first pick basically both times. I'm pretty sure like you had 1 pick before I got my second, but that's a huge boon and benefit towards me, and I didn't need any more because I was sitting pretty basically the entire game. I just can't stress enough that they really thought through how to make this game playable, how to stay competitive up until the very end.
Multiple strategies have a chance at winning.
Yes.
I'll say that because like I specifically was targeting these and late game points, which is what got me there. I think Mike was just playing whatever he could play at the time.
Yep.
That works there.
Yep.
You know?
That's all I was doing. I didn't know what was happening next turn more often than not. I was just like, okay, we're going to see what happens next turn.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Compared to the normal Terraforming Mars game, I played the computer version of it, and I've had a chance to watch the normal version. It is less finicky, because in the normal version you have to keep track of like how much money you have each turn, how much electricity you're generating each turn, water, and all that stuff. And that's all done on like a little board that has numbers on it, and you move the pegs up and down to signify how much money you have and all that. That's a lot of work for like 5 different resources, or however many there is. This is substantially easier to keep track of, substantially easier to manage. It still has the carbon management aspects of it, right? So that's typical in normal Terraforming Mars. You get dealt cards, and that's how you spend stuff to play things. I would say the main difference is some of these other actions in the normal game are easier to do, right? So like to make a city, it's way easier than just having 3 cities. To make forests or oceans, it's way easier in a normal version than it is in this. Here, you're just mostly trying to play cards, and if you just so happen to line up with this, cool beans, but it's not like a main thing that you're aiming for.
Right.
So there are significant differences between the two, but I feel like this one is a substantially easier entry path into board gaming than that one. Plus, who doesn't like rolling with the dice?
Yeah, so I have a question for you, Tony. So I gave you the entire Earth at the beginning of the game, and you dropped the ball. Why?
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 Well, mostly because Earth sucks.
The entire Earth.
And I know it's rare, allegedly. But I had it so often that I just kind of burned the planet. Like, I don't care. It's not my problem.
So my sacrifice was in vain. Is all I'm saying. I had to give up.
Yes. You sacrificed for me, Larry.
And you didn't deliver.
I didn't deliver. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me.
Yeah.
I'll try it better next time. Go ahead and write me up for this one, Coach.
Coaches don't write players up.
I don't know, do they? I don't know. I'm not in sports.
They don't. You don't have write-ups in sports.
We're rolling dice, and it's not sports.
Rolling dice is sports. Anyways, does anyone have any more thoughts?
That was it. That was my last thought. It's that
Oh.
whole Earth.
I do have another question. Let's end on a bad note.
A bad note, okay.
What was your least favorite part about the game?
Oh, I talked about it.
Yeah.
Not having the opportunity to even really play the game in terms of these things because you just might not get
Right.
stuff.
And that was mine with the cards you draw.
Yeah.
You never answered how many pirates you could take compared to a ninja.
None. I couldn't.
So
okay?
which
So you're
would
picking
you
the
rather?
ninja.
I would rather fight one person than multiple people.
First of all, it's
Yes.
not a person, it's a ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
One-
ninjas aren't people too?
One
Hold on! No,
highly skilled, specialized person.
And
Correct.
pirates have a lifetime of thievery, murder, and banditry to hone their skills. I have been in no fights. I have been punched in the face 3 times in my life. I can count them. Those guys can't, okay? My goodness.
So he picks the ninja.
I can maybe run away. Maybe I get out of there alive. 5 dudes? You want me to take on 5 dudes and 9 is the threshold? You want me to think that I could possibly take on 9 men? I'm 155 pounds and 5'4". No, I cannot. Okay? Man. To argue your
We have
point.
an answer.
We have an answer. He would take on one ninja.
Attempt.
Attempt to. Against these. You say there's not a lot of opportunity. I have found that is the case for almost every game that involves this mechanic. They get out on the board, that is a similar thing. It is, don't count on them as your starting plan. You made them work, right? Because that's the plan that's the avenue that you had. So, and it did work very well for you. But more often than not, they're there to just maybe change the game. If not, the base game itself is still great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What was your least favorite part?
I told you. Sometimes the cards. It's the
Sometimes
same.
the cards.
It is what it is, though.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, though.
Yeah. Oh, side thing I want to bring up.
No, it's too late. We said last thing already. We're done.
No, we're not done. We're done when we say we're
You
done.
said last
Feel this.
thing.
The rulebook has an oddly texturous feel.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like that plasticky paper stuff. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it has a grip.
It has a grip. It feels
I'm down for it.
scientific.
Does it feel like a technical manual?
Yes, it feels like a technical manual that I would pull out while in a spacesuit.
Possibly on Mars?
Possibly on Mars.
You might even be terraforming it while you're there.
I might be terraforming Mars.
Alright, well,
Well,
there you go.
actually, I did. And I did it better than the 2 of you. Well, thanks, guys, for watching. We are the Guys of the Beholder. This is what we thought about the game. It sounds like
It is.
we're all
It's a good game.
3 guys approve. All thumbs up. We really liked it. You should buy this game.
Ooh, other question. What game would you like to see dicified?
What game would you like to see dice? That's
Because,
good.
like I said, this is fun. Sick guy dice is fun.
Okay, well,
What about train dice? How
that's,
wild
I
would
was
that
just
be?
about to bring that up.
You choo-choos? You roll a choo-choos?
Rolling choo-choos.
I mean, they kind of have that. They're rolling rights, but it's not exactly the same as trains
Man,
that are diced.
Dicified. I don't
We
know.
can make a whole thing about that. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I'm looking at all the games that we played.
Yeah. What about wingspan dice? Bird dice.
Yeah.
Egg, egg, egg.
Yeah.
Come on, Ace!
Still Alrighty, well, thank you so much for
Maybe
watching.
leave a comment on what game you would like to see dicified.
You should do that, and then
I
we'll
mean,
talk about that.
yeah.
Maybe we'll make it. We won't. We could, but I don't think we will.
Well, perhaps. Really? But probably not. So.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We're hanging out today. This has been
Maybe it's
awesome.
fucking Make Juicy Fruit's a good game.
This is Tony. That's Larry. I'm Michael. We're the guys of Beholder. Bye.
Fuck you, Larry.
do 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 do